Isaiah, obviously you made your MLS debut this past weekend. You became Nashville SC's first homegrown player to play in an MLS match. What was that experience like?
It was amazing, honestly. It was a dream come true. As a kid, I was always dreaming of being a professional soccer player. Just getting the opportunity to play my first game is really a blessing, truly a blessing. Really an honor to be the first to do it.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll go ahead and open up to questions. Ben?
Yeah, just looking kind of back at your trajectory so far, obviously playing in the academy and then playing a pretty big role with Huntsville the past year and a half or so. Just kind of what have been some of the standout moments for you, and where did Wednesday night or Saturday night kind of rank?
Definitely top one. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of moments that I've really enjoyed. For instance, my first time coming to Nashville from the not even from the academy moment, so just is really a big moment for me because it's where everything I feel like began. Just getting that opportunity to join the academy and really showcase my talent. And honestly, I feel like that was the first step in all of this. So.
Yeah, and then your brother Malachi obviously made his debut for New York City this year. But do you guys ever think growing up that you would debut in MLS in the same year? And just kind of what has that been like?
Yeah, as kids, we would always be like, who do you think is going to go first? And we'd always argue about that. So seeing both of us make our debut is honestly a blessing and something we've always dreamt of as a kid. And right now, we just always talk about it. It's like, remember as kids when we were always talking about that, and it's like, we can't actually believe it's actually happening. So it's really a blessing.
All right.
How would you describe your emotions right before getting into the field, knowing that it was the first time ever in the MLS game?
Honestly, the first thing I thought was someone wake me up, because it's like I was like, there's no way this is happening. And I felt at first I was thinking like, this is a dream, and I was like, wait, no, it's not. And I looked up and I was thinking, what are my parents and brothers thinking? And in my mind, because like when Malcolm made his debut, we were all in the living room gathered, and as soon as they called his name to go up to get in, and we were all cheering, I was like, I wonder if that's what my parents are doing right now and my family members. So it's just a lot of emotions were filling my head, but I was just really like thinking, let me take this in, because like you don't get a debut every single time, so let me make the most of it.
Now, when the game was over, did it overwhelm you? Did thinking maybe about the fact of the stuff that you need to actually do to become better and actually become a starter in the team, and you know all those responsibilities that come on your shoulders now?
Yeah, like a lot of my teammates have been saying, this is just the beginning. It's like, this can't be my end goal. Just because I made my debut doesn't mean it ends there. So getting that in my head that it's not over yet, I got to keep pushing and keep fighting. So.
Jay?
Yeah, Isaiah, on Saturday, Sean was speaking to us. He mentioned these last two games wanted to send Rumba out on a positive note, with BJ coming in next week. I guess, what is Rumba's leadership, over the last, 2 months meant to you guys as a team? Just maybe for you personally too, just considering Rumba's work on the player development side as well before he became the interim coach. Yeah,
I've really been enjoying Rumba because he's one of those guys that will tell you things the way it is. He's not gonna play around with you, tell you something you want to do. And when I was younger, not really I developed, I was thinking, man, this guy's kind of annoying, but it's like, honestly, he has to do what he has to do to make you the best version of yourself. So I feel like he's really pushed me in that way, just helping me become who I am. So,
yeah. And, right now, I believe, I think number 8 through number 15 in the Eastern Conference, separated by only 6 points. And you guys are right in that mix. Do you guys talk about your position and standings a lot as a team? And, when you talk about, I guess, what kind of angle is it? Is it from maybe a angle of encouragement? Is it, we're still in the midst of things?
Yeah. One thing about our club is we're a club that loves to fight. So whether we're 15th, whether we're 8th, 7th, it doesn't matter. We will still fight till the end. So it's like, I'm not really worried about our team because I know we have warriors on our team and people who are willing to fight for each other, to do whatever it takes to get the best out of this club.
Now joined by interim head coach Rumba Mutali. Rumba back at Taylor's Park this week. for the middle of a stretch of 3 and 8 days heading into Leagues Cup. How do you approach training this week in the middle of another crowded schedule?
Just try to manage loads, make sure guys aren't overworked and or as fresh as they possibly can be for the games. It's a lot. It's a lot of games, and guys are also coming back, and so yeah, just trying to manage everybody from over exhaustion and stuff.
Yeah, great. We'll open it up to questions in the room, but
Yeah, Ruma, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time that the club has lost 4 in a row. I'm just kind of curious, do you feel like there's any just frustration among the players, and kind of how do you balance focusing on the positives but also?
Yeah, I do. I think there's some frustration, especially because we've given up 4 set pieces in 3 games, and so which is a little bit uncharacteristic of us as a club. And so yeah, I think it's always tougher to swallow losses when you're giving up goals that you shouldn't have. And so I think that's where the frustration is, and I think there's some individual responsibility that the guys have spoken about that we have to be better about, and so definitely frustration. Yeah.
Just kind of looking at those set piece goals, do you feel like there's one kind of thing that sticks out among those, or is it kind of different mistakes?
Yeah, they're different mistakes, but I think it's like the one thing is like being totally engaged throughout the whole course of the whole action until it's finished. And so not just the first ball, but the second ball until the ball is clear, of being totally engaged throughout the whole action.
Roma, besides the fact of the 4 losing efforts, was the atmosphere better for you guys this week after perhaps the clear lost 4-1 before in this game that was closer?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, when you lose, I think things aren't what you want them to be, but I think the guys took stuff from the Portland game, and I think could have still had better execution on both of the goals that we gave up. But yeah, I think I think the guys are always into trying to be better and trying to make sure that they're hopefully putting the best effort they possibly can.
Now, in terms of the offensive effort, which was good at many stages of the game against Washington, what is it that you can take off and then bring it back to Wednesday game?
I think continuing to build on those offensive pieces, but then also making sure that we're more intentional about our individual actions defensively. And I think we're better individually, it'll make us better collectively, but everybody doing their part the whole way through.
Jacob?
Yeah, Roomba, obviously, Orlando City, eliminated guys in the playoffs last season, 2 1-0 losses. Is that something that you guys have talked about a lot as teams going into this match?
No, we haven't talked about it at all, really.
Yeah, and I guess right now, your formation with the formation you've used in the last 4 or 5 games with Sam Sturridge on the left wing, you had a ton of success with that in June. I guess do you still feel that's the best setup especially with Jacob Schaffenberg to come back from international duty?
Yeah, what's great is I think Sam is very dynamic and can play in different spots, and having Jacob come back is always a good addition to the team. And so I think Sam still, even the last game, he had a header and a shot in the box from that he almost scored. And so I think they're both dangerous, can both play on that side, but Sam's also more than capable of playing up top or playing out wide on the other side.
Yeah, obviously BJ is taking over, I guess, a week from today. Getting 2 wins this week, obviously, is probably the priority, but are there kind of some overall things that you kind of want to just achieve this week to kind of leave the team in a good place for it to take over?
Oh, for sure. I'd like to win to help the club and the team and the players and the coaching staff. I think every game we're always trying to fight to win. And so I think, some of the changes and, things we're asking the players to do are going to be similar to what BJ asks the players to do. And so making sure that they realize that it's a process to getting to where we want to compete and be assertive with what we do. So I'm trying to just continue that message and hopefully help with the foundations as we go forward.
When you compare the position of teams today, playing wise and the position and the table and everything else. I think it's different from Nashville. Never been in this place fighting so much to actually make it to the playoffs. I mean, it seemed like most times they were closer to actually have it at this point of the year. Is it too late? Is it early?
No,
Is it still
I
time?
think we're sitting in a spot, and I think when you look at how tight the race is, it's very tight in between the teams. But I think as you're making changes and adjustments to what you're doing, I think the goal of the club is long term how to we compete for a championship, not just to get into the playoffs, right? And so I think it's building on that and not just using the playoffs as the measuring stick of what the club wants to do. The club wants to win championships, and I think there's a process in building a championship team and a way that we can play to hopefully get the championship. So I think, in the spot that we're in, there's still a lot for us to achieve this year, and I still think we're in a really good spot within the table to still get into the playoffs and fight for everything that's left this year.